The new Husqvarna Svartpilen 401 has finally hit Japan, and there are probably a few people thinking, should I spend the money on the new model, or save a bit of money and get an older model? Today we're going to take the new model out for a test ride, and compare it to the old model, and maybe that'll help you make up your mind. Let's start by just looking at the two bikes because the 2024 model is a fairly radical update to what has become a classic design. Starting at the tail, the Hugger mudguard has disappeared and the 2024 Svart has a more scrambler style rear end. The swing arm is now completely exposed thanks to the exhaust pipe being replaced by an almost invisible system under the chassis. The rear shock has been given a more aggressive angle and has moved from the centre to the right side of the bike, so it's more exposed on one side but less visible on the other. The side panels now have a simpler, more subtle design, and the seat is now wider and 1.5 centimeters lower, so that might appeal to shorter riders. The Husqvarna logo on the clutch cover has shrunk, but there is now a large logo on the redesigned radiator side covers. A much welcome change is the fuel capacity being expanded from 9.5 to 13 litres. The unique magnet tank rack is still there, although in a new design. The 401 logo seems to protrude more and is further forward. The dash has been completely overhauled and the retro-style round black and white unit has been replaced by a modern colour LCD screen. Interestingly, the fly screen, which was one of the most popular optional extras on the earlier models, is now standard. Overall, the Svartpilen now has a sleek, cleaner look, but it's still unmistakably Husqvarna.
Well, we're on our way to the Husqvarna dealership to check out the 2024 model of the Husqvarna Svartpilen. I guess we can use this time to talk about what it was like owning the 2022 model, which is exactly the same as the 2023 model except for different stickers. So what's it been like as a bike?
Well, for a beginner bike, I think it's perfect for me.
Yeah.
And standing at the seat height is high, but and neutral was very hard to find. But I've gotten used to it in about a month or two. So far, it's been pretty good.
And I have to agree. Overall, it's been and it is a great bike. It's a lot of fun to ride both on and off the road, and the design turns heads wherever you go. It's been reliable, and the only issue we had was the front disc noise, which the dealer fixed for us quickly. Apart from that, there haven't been any issues. As you might know, production of the 401 was moved from Europe to India in 2019, and those earlier models seem to have most of the major build quality problems. I don't know for sure, but that's just the impression I get from reading the owners' forums. We have arrived at ALPHATHREE, which is a Husqvarna dealership in Yokohama that's been in business for over 30 years. If you're thinking about any kind of Husqvarna bike, it's definitely the place to go. After their friendly mechanic took us through the features, it was time for a test ride. How does it feel?
Well, the seat height is definitely lower. The pegs feel higher. So I guess that might be good for shorter riders. But I feel a bit cramped in the legs compared to my bike. The power delivery feels a bit smoother. Not a drastic change though. I can feel the fairings are wider. Probably because the tank's bigger. The seat feels wide and softer, it's more comfy. Maybe even better than the ergo seat. These buttons for the dash are pretty cool. I like this color TFT display.
How about the ergonomics?
I feel more upright. I think I prefer the more sporty seating position on my bike. I think the gearbox is smoother. Overall, I think it's become closer to a KTM Duke.
So the new model is a very different but still a great bike. So if you're someone thinking about getting a Svart, which one should you choose? Let's do a comparison of both models. Starting with the price, there will still be some new 2023 bikes available for a while, and they seem to be anything from $500 to $1,000 US cheaper than the new model. You can see here the new model is priced between $5,000 and $6,000 US right away. You can save up to $1,000 if you go for a new 2022 or 2023 model, and if you go second hand, you should be able to pick up a 2021 or 2022 model for around $4,000 or less. Of course, I'm talking about the situation in Japan, but it should be similar in most countries. If you're a new rider, an earlier model can save you some money that could be spent on riding gear and running expenses. However, if you do go for an older model, you will be missing out on a lot of features. The 2022-23 models are already feature-packed, especially for the price point, but the 2024 model takes it up another level. On top of all the previous features, you now get a colour TFT display with Bluetooth connectivity. Once you install the Husqvarna app on your phone, you'll be able to control your music, answer incoming calls, and even get navigation instructions displayed on your dash. You'll be able to control all this using the buttons on your handlebars, and Husqvarna are hinting that there will be even more functions coming in the future. On top of all the tech, the new model also has a much longer range due to the larger fuel tank, and the ground clearance has been improved. One advantage that the older models do have is that there is a good selection of aftermarket parts from manufacturers other than Husqvarna. If you look on shopping sites like Amazon or AliExpress, you can find bargain-priced items like engine guards, panniers, fly screens, and so on. It's unlikely these will fit the new model. So, looking at both bikes overall, I'll give my opinion for what it's worth. If you are someone who has plenty of money and really wants the new tech features, the 2024 model would be the best choice. It seems to be a bike without any weak points that offers a lot of features and fun. However, if money is a concern and you're someone who doesn't need screens and buttons and is happy just to hook their phone up directly to their helmet, I think the earlier models are an attractive option. As I said before, we've been very happy with our 2022 bike. It has some weak points like a small fuel tank, but there's nothing that would make me consider selling it. Personally, I actually prefer the look of the earlier models, but that's just my taste. If you got something out of this video, please give it a like, it really helps me out. And if you're interested in Svartpilens, adventure bikes and bike life in Japan, please consider subscribing. Till next time, ride safely and thanks for watching.